Hey guys, Anthony and Frank here from the Tap Out Show, and we want to know from you, who do you think is the biggest heel that's been in WWE in the last 5 years? Now, before we get your opinion, we're going to give you ours. Frank, who do you think has been the biggest villain in WWE in the last 5 years?
This is probably going to be very unpopular, but I would say that the number one heel in the last 5 years in the WWE has been Baron Corbin. Say what you want about him. You may not like him in the ring. You may not like him on the mic. You may feel like he's being pushed too hard when he doesn't deserve it. However, all of those things are exactly what a heel is supposed to make you think. You know, people hate him. They do not like him. So much so that it's perfect. It's exactly what you want it to be. I think we've gotten too comfortable with these heels that are get face reactions, and Baron Corbin is a heel that gets a true heel reaction. They don't think he can wrestle. They get annoyed with him. His build has been, I mean, in my opinion, very strategic. It's moved slowly. He's went through a lot of faces. He ends up taking the losses just like a heel's supposed to at the right times. But ultimately, I'd say Baron Corbin, biggest heel in the last 5 years in WWE. Anthony, what do you think?
So, while I agree with you, I definitely agree with you, and I knew you were going to pick Baron Corbin, so I really needed to think deep down inside of my brain to come up with someone. And there's one storyline in particular in the last 5 years, and maybe because it's so new, it sticks and resonates with me. But one of the biggest heels to me was Daniel Bryan. And let me explain. He was able to turn from being a face to a heel like that. And when he was a heel, people hated him. He had this, made people think low of themselves, talk down to them. He was the traditional heel and knew how to work a crowd properly while being a heel. And if you think about him as a wrestler, it was pretty amazing to see him go from a face one night to a heel the next, and he utilized that with changing the title belt, with changing his attitude with the crowd, with changing everything about him in a package that worked so well together that it just really stood out to me. And that's why I think in the last 5 years, Daniel Bryan had one of the best heel runs in WWE. Thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that. I know when it was happening, I was into it. You weren't feeling it as much, but it's like when you look back on heel runs, that's kind of when you can really pick them apart and determine, well, wait a minute, did he really do a good job? And I agree with you. I think Daniel Bryan did an excellent job at his heel role.
So we want to know now who you think was the best heel in WWE in the last 5 years. So drop us a comment below, tell us who you think, and get a conversation started because we want to know who you think was the best heel in WWE in the last 5 years.